Okay, so this is the object of our attention at this point, right here. And what do you guys think this is? Let's take our first key. First dichotomous couplet.
Shrub.
Clearly a shrub, right? Has numerous stems arising at the base. Okay, key B.
Everything's so dusty.
Reagan, will you
Yes.
do couplet 1 on key B?
Yes. Leaves scale-like or all-like and evergreen or reduced to spines. Leaves broader, not scale-like or all-like, usually deciduous. What does it mean to be all-like?
An awl is like have you ever heard like an ice pick? It's a little bit broad and it goes towards the end, but it's very much a pointed structure, almost like a spine.
Okay. So I would say that these leaves are broader.
Absolutely. These leaves are
Deciduous.
broader. They're not scale-like or all-like. We're going to go to 8. All right. Brandon? Have I asked you already?
No, not today.
Okay, would you do 8?
Yeah, if I can say that word. Plants acaulescent, leaves ensiform, 10 to 50 centimeters long, or plants caulescent, leaves various, usually shorter than 10 centimeters.
Okay, we talked about this last field class. Acaulescent versus caulescent. Does anybody remember the difference?
With a stem and without a stem.
Excellent. Brandon, you're correctly right. Caulescent means it has a stem, which means it's going to have branching from that stem. If it's acaulescent, it's usually everything is attached at the point of the ground. There's no obvious stem. What do you think?
Stems.
Caulescent, right? We're seeing lots of branching between the stems of this plant. So we're talking about number 9. Let's see. Jade, have you read for us yet?
I have, but I can do it again.
Oh, okay.
9. Leaves opposite or leaves alternate?
Okay, I'm going to let you guys get in and look at this. Along with this, what else do you need to determine?
Compound or something.
Is this compound or simple? Maybe group in 2 groups if you can so we can be socially responsible.
Compound? Pulled that from the opposite or alternate, so it would be opposite. And most people is compound or something. Compound is like multiple.
It'll be like a really obvious little blade.
Coming out of one of these axes.
Okay, so what do you guys think? What do you observe?
I think they're,
Opposite leaves.
well, I think it's a compound leaf.
Yeah.
Opposite compound.
Okay, why do you think it's a compound leaf?
The little ones didn't have little axillary buds.
And did you notice the axillary buds on the others?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. They're very tiny, but they're there. You can also notice the stipules. Do you remember what a stipule is? It's the leaf-like appendage at the point of juncture between the petiole and the stem or the branch. In particular, these ones tend to clasp the petiole a little bit. Okay, they're actually attached to the petiole for a ways until they flare out. The stipule is also a point of attachment. That's where you look in for that axillary bud. This is a true compound leaf. If we know that it's compound, is it going to be alternate or opposite?
Opposite. There's alternate.
By raise of hands, we've got some dissension in the ranks. Alternate. Opposite. Okay, it's alternate. All right, it definitely is alternate. We're going to 25. I'll read this one. Leaves compound, leaves simple. What did we decide? Compound. Okay, 26. Remind me of your name.
Jessica?
Jess.
Leaves with stipules and leaves lacking stipules.
So we talked about this. Do you find stipules? Okay, I want everybody to observe the stipule. in two groups, please.
I have a question about what we just did.
Yeah.
So number 9, because we said it was, we went to 9, which was leaves opposite and alternate, and we decided it was alternate, so that should have gone to 25.
Yep.
But we skipped 9 and just went to 10 and decided if it was compound or simple first.
No, we went to 25.
Okay.
25 is the same couplet, oddly enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but one is for the trees.
Actually, no, they're both in the shrub key.
So is this the stipulate?
But we divided based on the leaf attachment at that point. Now we're using this other character to continue our dichotomous look viewing.
I think it's like this.
Okay, so this plant obviously has a stipule. It's almost floriferous. It can get very large in this particular group of plants. Has everybody had a chance to view that? Okay, so which is the correct answer? Where are we going to then? 27, right? Leaves with stipules. Tyler Shaver, would you read for us?
Yeah, so it's stems with spines or prickles, or stems lacking spines or prickles.
All right, what do you think?
With definitely has.
Definitely with. Don't fall into this plant or you'll regret it. Okay, so this definitely has spines or prickles. We're going to 28. Let's see. Who hasn't read? Allie, Allison, Lisa. Sorry, Alyssa.
So fruit in aggregate or fruit in hip?
Oh boy, what's an aggregate fruit and what's a hip?
Aggregate is like a berry. Like a raspberry.
Yeah, okay, so I encourage you guys to look in the back of your yellow books. There's a fruit key, and I want you to learn the difference between an aggregate and a hip. If anybody finds the correct page, yell it out. 205. Okay, so you can view on page 205 the pictures of these fruits. The example for an aggregate is a raspberry. All right, it has many little berries or drupelets that are connected to a receptacle. The hip, you'll note that the actual individual seeds or fruits is inside the fruit instead of outside. They're aggregating inside the hip. The hip is actually an expansion of the hypanthium, or the receptacle of this particular plant. And what you're seeing here, this red shaped thing, that's our fruit, and that is the hip. Does everybody agree? Okay, so if that's the case, what are we looking at? Rosa woodsii, the woods rose. Anybody know the family?
Rosaceae.
Rosaceae, thank you. Rosaceae, woods rose, Rosa woodsii. That one should be easy to remember, right? Okay, so a couple of things of trivia about this. This is a really important plant as a source of food for our wild friends. Deer, birds, other raccoons and other things will eat this little guy here. If you want to come and eat it yourself, you can. Take off the end points here. I'm going to tear this one open. And you can see inside, look at all of these achenes. These are called achenes, almost like little nutlets, or they do have hair on them. They have hairs on the inside, so you can eat the entire thing. It's not an exceptionally pleasant experience. But if you need to, you can come in here and pull out the achenes if you want. Move these little bristly hairs, right? And I'm going to divest all of these hairs if I can. Okay, I've taken them out. And I'm going to go ahead and eat this. It's dry because of those hairs.
I think you probably eat the inside part.
Yeah.
It has some flavor to it. It's not extremely tasty,
You eat
but
the inside, not the outside, right?
I ate the whole thing, but I removed the achenes.
Is that the little
The
spools
seeds.
on top?
The seeds on
Like
the inside,
troll
and
hair?
the tufts on the
Oh, okay.
are the end of the calyxes, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, these are really high in vitamin C, and they will remain on this plant all throughout the winter. So if by chance you're snowmobiling in the top of the Uintas and your snowmobile breaks down and you're by yourself, which you never should be, and you're hungry, I guess you can go and find some of these to eat them if you need to. I think about this a lot because I put myself into those kinds of situations, which I shouldn't do, but I do. So anyway, that's some trivia about the rose hip for you. Okay, any questions? All right, let's find another plant.